Auburn and South Carolina 2024 schedules is here. This is the place you need to be to make all your decisions about if you're betting. I was talking about earlier, then
we don't give gambling advice. Oh, sorry.
You may want to learn about their schedule and what players they have coming back.
All right, Matt, let's get into the South Carolina Gamecocks. We're not huge South Carolina fans, but we both think Beamer's done pretty good there.
Well, there's Beamer ball there now. It used to be at Virginia Tech, which I did a show on. I did a 20-minute spot on them. But he's at South Carolina. This quarterback they got,
it's going to be good. His name is Sellers, Norris Sellers.
He looked good.
All right, let's go over transfer portal first. What's coming in? Okay, first off, wide receiver. These are the 5 starters. I'm just going to go over the starters. They said Jared Brown will definitely start. He played at Coastal Carolina, had 108 catches in his career. Pretty good. 1,500 yards. Oscar Attaway from North Texas. He will be one of the 2 running backs, 1,900 career yards. The star, Arkansas's Rocket Sanders, he will definitely start. We know what Rocket did. 2,200 yards in his career, led the SEC in rushing. Kyle Kennard, defensive line, Georgia Tech. They say he's definitely a starter. 22 tackles for loss. Amari Bruce from Louisville. He's got 80 career catches. He will definitely be a starter. And Gilbert Edmond, defensive end from FSU, will start also. So that's 6 starters right there, already added to the 13 they got coming back. Oh, and Robbie Ashford from Auburn's there.
No, he's not. He's going to be a receiver.
You're not a big Robbie Ashford quarterback fan,
no,
right?
Well, he's not. I shouldn't. I mean, I'm just saying what it is.
All right, what they do have coming back that's good is 9 starters on defense. These guys coming in, they got most of their line back. Sellers is supposed to be a great quarterback. They got the top 4 tacklers, Matt. Middle linebacker Debo Williams had 113 hits. Free safety Jalen Kilgore had 76 tackles. DQ Smith, 73. Nick Emmanuel, 71. So they got like 17 or 18 starters back counting these guys. And that includes Nick Harbor, who is supposed to be a superstar, and tight end Josh Simon. Now, all that sounds fantastic, does it not? Sounds like one of the better teams South Carolina will ever have. But what do you think the problem is, Matt?
Well, it seems like we have a reoccurring problem here while covering teams and breaking down their schedule.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Well, it starts out good enough. They play Old Dominion. Okay. They follow that up with a trip to Lexington, Kentucky against a team with, 20 starters back? Okay. All right. So they go to Kentucky. They get to come back home, but LSU comes into town. And I saw where some publication had LSU number 7 in the country, which I don't know about that. Then they get Akron at home, which I think would be another win. Then they got another home game, but guess who it is? Ole Miss, number 4 team in the country. That's 2 top 10 teams. All right. It gets a lot worse. They go to Alabama after that to play the Tide. Then they get a week off and they go to Oklahoma. All right. Then they get to go back home and they play Texas A&M, who's ranked. Then they got Vanderbilt, but they go to Vandy. Okay, so I've got them at 4 wins right now. Then Missouri comes to town. Missouri's ranked in the top 15, right? Then they got Wofford, and they finish up the season at Clemson. So they go to Kentucky, to Clemson, to Oklahoma, and to Alabama. I'm going to say that's 3 losses right there. Then they've got A&M, Ole Miss, and LSU coming in. They might be lucky to get one of them. Matt, I've got them going 6-6 or 7-5 at absolute best. So I got them at 6.5 wins.
What was they last year?
5-7. 8-5 the year before that. But they upset Tennessee, they upset Clemson, and they nearly upset Notre Dame in the bowl game. And they finished 8-5. So he's 13-14 there, and he's done a good job. And they're loaded. I mean, you got 18 players back, essentially counting the transfer portal. But Matt, that's terrible. You're probably not going to win at Alabama. I wouldn't think.
Well,
and then you got to turn around and go to Oklahoma the next week.
It's the
I don't know. It's just, and then you go to Kentucky. Kentucky's loaded now. Kentucky's got a good football team.
Yeah, we did Kentucky.
yeah, we did. Then what would they have? 18 starters back. But if you go with guys with experience that have played a lot, all 22 of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Linemen too. Linemen with a lot of playing.
Yeah.
It's the caliber of players what I was looking for. Caliber player at South Carolina versus Bama or Georgia. It's just different.
Right.
Not that 4 stars or 3 stars can't play with 5s, but it's usually, and it's going to change, and it is changing. Bama will have like a 5-star left tackle. Well, the guy behind him is a 4.
Right.
Where at South Carolina, they may have a 5-star guy at left tackle, but the guy behind him is a 2 or 3-star guy.
2 or 3-star. I just don't. Well, if this quarterback is supposed to be as good as they're saying, you could possibly get to. I think they could have a fantastic year and only go 8-4. I mean, you're going to Alabama, Oklahoma, Kentucky, and Clemson, and then you got Ole Miss, Missouri, and LSU at home, guys. That's not a recipe for success. When you're easy games, Texas A&M,
and Ole Miss is not going to be real beat up because their schedule's not bad. Remember, we went over them. We went through their schedule.
I mean, they're going to have to upset Kentucky. And I could see them maybe upsetting Missouri, Kentucky, and A&M. But I don't think they're going to beat Alabama. Clemson's a rival game, so that could go either way.
Well, there's some people that are kind of high on Clemson this year. They're, they feel like Clemson's going to be. You've seen they've recruited, and that's next year, 2025 class. I'll put it back up there.
Well, let me ask you something. Does this defense, most of these starters coming back, I mean, can they hold it down on defense against these high-powered offenses? I mean, you got 9 guys back that can play, Now,
Rattler come on last year and wound up doing a good job.
Yeah.
He did. He's had some, some bad dealings, and his dad made him stay at Oklahoma, wouldn't let him transfer in the middle of the year. Said, hey, you started this bus, you're going to ride it till it stops, and then you can move.
Right.
Which I appreciate that.
Yeah, that was classy.
And he got used to the system, getting used to Coach Beamer and stuff. And, so I'm trying to say, and we know last year, you remember last summer, I did a spot on them. I did them last summer, and they were moving receivers to running back.
Yes. Well, now they got the running backs.
So
they got the running backs. Their running back room's better than Kentucky's. Their wide receiver room's good.
Rockets, I mean, if your name's Rocket, it's probably pretty good.
The line's good. The defense is good. Guys, this is a good football team, but I just don't know with that schedule. I got them at 6.5 wins. I wouldn't be shocked if they went 7-5. I do not see them doing better than 7-5. And I could see them, man, they could fool around here and go 5-7.
Sure, do you think they may be able to, A&M or maybe they can get some of those teams?
Yeah, maybe Missouri because it's at home.
Missouri's lost a lot, and people keep picking them and putting them up high, and I'm just like, man, be careful putting them up high.
Vandergrift might struggle against this defense. This is an experienced defense. So, I don't, come on now, you got to catch that. We got money on this.
Yeah, I'll go with you on that. Let's write.
I put 6.5. But as far as
you said 6.5.
I got them with 6 or 7. Yeah,
we'll say 7.5.
You're gonna go 7.
6.5.
6 or 7. So it'd have to be 6. Yeah,
6.5.
We're gonna try to see how right we are on all this. Everybody we've got so far has been. Well, we got Kentucky at 8.5.
Yeah,
we got Florida at 6.5. You do. I got them at 5.5. We both got Arkansas at 5.5. No, 4.5, didn't we?
Arkansas was 6.5.
Okay, I had him at 5.5. You had him at 6.5. Okay.
Mississippi State's 5.5.
Mississippi State, yes, that was. I got them mixed up. Oh, we had them at 4.5, didn't we?
Bad for old Mississippi State.
Yeah, Mississippi State 4.5.
They may win 5 or 6 games.
Oh, guys, somebody. I'm telling you, we keep talking about somebody's going to be better than they're supposed to be, and somebody's going to be a lot worse than they're supposed to be with these schedules. I don't know. That schedule's awful. That's 7. You're playing 7 ranked teams there. Possibly. Now, we know that all of them won't be ranked throughout the year, the whole year. I don't know how good Oklahoma's supposed to be, but I wouldn't want to play them the week after I played Alabama.
That's the thing. You're going to be – because you're just pouring it all out online. Because everybody wants to be the team that beat Alabama. I don't care who the coach is. Before Barry Bryant coached there, they were winning back in the 1920s. You wanted to be that team that beat Bama.
Uh-huh.
And they get everybody's best shot.
All right, let me ask you this. We don't think they'll beat Ole Miss. Can they beat LSU at home? From what we know about LSU.
We got to get into them more.
Possibly.
They're defensively, he's fixed some things. They brought in some portal guys.
They weren't very good on defense.
Their quarterback's good.
Uh-huh.
We like Nussmeier. And they still have some guys throw the ball to. But front offensive line wise, I don't know, man. We gotta really dig into LSU. They may be one of those teams. They're either gonna win 7 or they're gonna win 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they're that team this year.
Well, I didn't think they would. I wasn't even worried about them when Alabama went down there 2 years ago and they beat them.
Yeah, won the ACC. They
wasn't even worried about it.
They won the West.
Wouldn't even be a good game.
His first year.
Yeah. He did good last year. He's already had a SEC championship and a Heisman Trophy winner. So,
yeah.
He's already made his – which Orgeron did good at LSU, obviously. He won a national championship. But I don't think Kelly's
they got dudes down there, man.
He's done well. Les Miles did good. Nick Saban did good.
They have players there in state.
Uh-huh.
Louisiana is one of those places where you don't have to really go out much.
No, they don't have to. They probably go over into Texas some. I'm sure.
They get kids from all around. But in state,
there was one time I looked up a lot of their players, and a lot of them were from, like you said, they're from Louisiana.
I did a spot on last year. And I remember going through like the linemen. I think if they had 15 linemen, like 10 of them are from Louisiana.
No. Their wide receivers aren't from Alabama. No offense to Alabama. They're from Baton Rouge and New Orleans.
They just have it, man.
Yeah.
They just do.
When I did read it per capita.
Yeah, it's one of the best in the nation.
It is.
Yeah.
Per capita. Now, that don't mean that.
California's good too, but their per capita is huge because it's a huge state.
Yeah.
Like that kid that McDonald kid that Bama got, he plays a Mater D.
Mm-hmm. Louisiana will have towns like Center here. And they'll have 6 guys that are playing D1 from the local high school.
Yeah, there's some good talent down there. And so for them, or that Missouri game or LSU, Ole Miss is going to have a good schedule.
I
think Ole Miss could be. They'll probably beat South Carolina because they're not just going to be beat up. It sounds like South Carolina's going to be beat up a little bit.
I would think so.
I mean, from going and then the team's coming and. That's not a.
I would have looked at that. A lot of good transfers, but man, I mean, you got your running backs. That's where they got 2 good running. They got running backs for 4,000 yards.
But can they block the spots? Can the guys find the places to run? Are the coaches? Are they going to call the right plays? Who was the offensive coach we was talking about before we come on?
It was. I can't remember his dang name. You may look it back up. I did heard of none of their staff.
Yeah,
except for Beamer.
So, everybody's got to start somewhere.
Yeah, they do. I was not familiar with any of them.
So are they going to call the right sequence of plays to put their running backs, those good running backs, in the right spots?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you had Emmitt Smith, well, you got Jimmy Johnson over there on the sideline. I mean, Jimmy was a pretty good coach, right?
Yeah, decent.
Yeah, he won a few games. So
let me check something.
7.
Let's see. All right,
probably 7 games at best. I don't see him winning.
Dole Logans is the offensive coordinator. Clayton White's the defensive coordinator. I don't know these guys. Obviously, Coach Beamer, he hired them, so he's high on them. I mean, obviously, he thinks they can get the job done. My gosh, look how many people are involved in that football program.
I looked at the TV just as this play right here that you see in the back. I think it's like a Georgia third down play maybe.
Guys, I got it. We're going.
Yeah, it was 3rd and 2. And, okay, third quarter. I'm sorry, I'm getting off track. Third quarter with 11 minutes and 45 seconds. It's 17-7. Bama's up.
Mm-hmm.
That play, that changed the game. When that play happened, I was watching. I said, Georgia's done. They're done. Third quarter right here. They stuff them on this 3rd and 2 and make them punt.
Yes.
They're done.
Guys, I'm not trying to.
Third quarter, 11:44 left. Go back and watch that mark of the game. Done. They were done. When they stuffed them on that play, that momentum, it swung that way too many times.
I see something I like.
Yeah. I'm at South Carolina.
Mike Shula's an analyst.
Well,
he's a good coach.
Yeah.
We didn't like him as a head coach.
Well, but that's been how long ago?
Oh, gosh, 20 years.
So I'm sure he's matured a lot in 20 years.
What I was going to tell y'all know how many people. Now, this is graduate assistants, assistant coaches, analysts, personnel, like bookkeepers, everything. You know how many people's involved in their football program? Just take a guess.
75.
46.
Oh.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. I figured it'd been more.
That's film crew, everything. Yeah, it may be more at Alabama.
Yeah, I don't know.
46 people.
And they all probably make at least $30,000 a year.
Yeah.
At least starting, like the book guy probably makes 25.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Boy, if Beamer just made 30.
I do it for the love of the game and the kids and the building of young men is why I do it.
If they get to playing like they did 2 years ago at the end when they upset Tennessee and Clemson and nearly upset Notre Dame in the bowl game, hey, they could go 8-4, 9-3, but they'll have to play like that.
They win 8 games, that'll be
pretty good.
Have a great season.
So what about the Tigers? Is their schedule awful? He's going to talk to us about the Auburn Tigers. We're doing the middle of the pack now, guys. We'll do the bigger schools. Let me rephrase that.
But more winning schools later.
Yes, the ones that are ranked higher.
Auburn Tigers 2023 go 6-7 on the year. They have 16 players back. Last year losing to Texas A&M 10-27, Georgia 20-27, LSU 18-48, Ole Miss 21-28, New Mexico State 31-10, and 24-27 to Bama, and then lastly 31-13 to Maryland in the Music City Bowl. That's 2023. But now Coach Freeze has another year under his belt. He is recruited as I mentioned, he's got 16 players back this year.
16 starters,
16 guys coming back.
Wow.
Now, here's some of you guys. Number 9, Eugene Asante, quote unquote, Mr. Less Work. That's what he's known for. Most effective pass rusher around. He gets to the quarterback at least 40% of the time and leads in all ILB inside linebackers in the FBS.
Wow.
Okay. 86 tackles he had last year. He's played 3 years at North Carolina.
It's a good transfer.
Yeah. Now, Jeremiah Cobb, we know him, played at Montgomery Catholic, 4-star kid. Is going to be in the backfield. I think he'll be your second guy. Jaquiz Hunter, everybody knows him. 900 yards last year, 7 touchdowns, even caught for 118 yards.
Yeah, he's a good back.
He had 44 yards against Maryland and 93 versus Bama. He had 27 yards against New Mexico State, but he had a 44 long. See?
New Mexico State and Maryland, their fans and their boosters and stuff, and just everybody was very disappointed in those 2 performances, right?
Yeah.
Not necessarily any of the others, but those 2. He took a lot of heat over those games.
Well, I'd have to go back and watch, but was it from him? He's a good runner. So, were they not blocking for him? Did they put him in a bad spot or?
He must have lost a lot of yards. Yeah, 44-yard run, but ended up with 27.
Well, that was his 42, 44, and 27 would be combined. So it'd be 60,
71,
12, 82 or something.
Yeah. He had 900 though, right?
Yeah. I can't.
He's been a good back. He was good the year before that.
Yeah, Quiz is good. He's a good back. Number 26, Christian Burnett.
I've heard of him.
Freshman. Said played at Faith Academy, and 6'2", 105 pounds. Played in Region High School against Gulf Shores, Viger, and UMS Rice.
It's good company.
So I'm just laying out groundwork. I put high school places where these guys played. I talk about players, and I lay out a case to give you players and where they've improved, and then let y'all make the guess of where you think they'll land at. I'll have a guess too. Defensive end, Keldrick Falk, true freshman last year, had 35 tackles.
Wow.
Was number 4 lineman on the team, considered by Pro Football Focus. Also, Terrence Love, a defensive back. Now they lost James and Pruitt, Simpson, and Puckett. So now they got the Thompson kid that come from Texas, and of course Tony O'Kite from Bama.
Yeah. That's secondary guys, right?
Yep. Now Love should be probably the number 2 D-back. It's Terrence Love kid. Now that's defense. Now offensively, I'll hit the offense player right here. I'm going to mention Micah Riley. These are some players that Auburn has on the team. These are guys that I'm looking at from people that write reports for spring. Also, Frazier kid. But the Fairweather guy, he played last year. He's a big, strong. He's going to be your go-to tight end. I think he led the team in receptions or something last year.
Oh, really?
Fairweather is definitely the go-to guy here. But Riley, this Riley kid had a good spring. Now defensive backs, Sylvester Smith, he showed out this spring. He went from nickel to corner to safety. So Sylvester Smith. This is another kid. We're dying in here.
Oh, God.
He's got a cramp. So this Sylvester Smith kid, he's somebody that's really worked out in the spring.
I've heard a lot about him.
And he's played nickel spots, played safety spots, so he can move around. So you may see him get some playing time now. Champ Anthony will probably be the starter. Wooden also probably be at safety, but Smith, he may get some reps. So these are some guys that really showed out during the spring. Now, offensive lineman, left tackles, Perry Lewis, guard, Dylan Wade, Jeremiah Wright at a guard, in your center, Connor L-E-W.
Lou?
Yeah. I thought it may be Law. I'm going to have to go back.
L-E-W? Huh.
Yeah, but it says L-E. So running back Cobb, Hunter, and the Alston kid. I watched him in the spring game. Now, Auburn people, y'all can say Auburn needs vast improvement in the past game. You are right, Birds. Their quarterback, man, I'm just not a throwing fan. I'm about with him like I am Quinn Ewers. Y'all can say whatever you want. You're not going to change my mind. I'm just not a fan, is it? Yeah. Why do the people crucify me for that?
Well, you don't have to be.
I just don't think they're great.
No, I don't think Peyton's done he's not. I was impressed with him as a runner.
Yeah.
But not passing, not yet. I mean, and he may have a breakout year, But if I'm going by past, I wouldn't. He did good at Michigan State.
Yeah, because look, the best defense he saw was like 80th.
Yeah.
You get up down here, boy, there's better.
Yeah, I was surprised at his running, but you got to be able to throw in this league. You got to.
Now, wide receivers, and I got some more news on some wide receivers over here. I got in a rabbit hole.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see who their wide receivers are.
Well, this group now, freshman Kim Coleman, which played at Central, he's 5-star plus guy. Y'all
supposed to be starred
in the spring. He's a big guy. Can go up and get the ball. Very Julio Jones-like. He finished behind Ryan Williams, Hollywood. That's at Bama, the 5-star plus kid that was Mr. Football 2 years in a row. That's at Bama. And he graduated early.
First ever.
Yeah.
2-time. Yeah,
2-time. And he's not even a senior. He's played his senior year of high school at Alabama. If he graduated early. Makes no sense to me.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I didn't know they could even do that.
You can take the advanced classes and do it. You got to be smart to do it, though. It wasn't for me.
I would say that wouldn't be for many people. No. Wait, you failed. You got to go back to 10th grade.
Robert Lewis, that receiver. Smith's also going to be a guy, and I got some more news. Hang on for wide receivers at Auburn. I'm not done. Now, this tackle kid, Lewis, he played at McAdams High School. It's over in Mississippi, 6'7", 350 pounds. And I'm laying out some guys, and I'm telling you where they played at. I always like to list high school. That if they've not played and you don't know them, that way, if I tell you where they played high school, you can at least go, well, okay, if you know that area, you can think, well, he's probably pretty good because of who he played against. That's how I judge. That's how we usually judge how good. Who's he playing against?
Right.
Right tackle, Azan Miller, 6'5", 325 pounds, 3-star from Summit, Mississippi. Their center, Connor, 6'3", 295. He is a 4-star. He's their better two of the linemen, him and the Wade kid. 6'3", 295, played at Kennesaw Mountain High School over Georgia. 6A football, region champs 2021.
That's good. He's seen a lot of good competition.
And 6A Georgia.
Yeah.
I think so. And that Kennesaw area.
Oh, gosh, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's some good football players around there. Big old white kid.
You got Marietta. I mean, I won't even get into all two. Oh. You got a million schools.
Yeah.
That are good.
So this Connor kid at center for Auburn, he's probably a pretty good football player.
I would think so.
If he's 4-star out of that area, he's probably pretty good.
Yes.
Now their tackles, Wright, 3-star guy, played at Selma High School, 6'4", 320. Dude, 320, 295, 325, 350.
Wow.
Now,
that's a huge line.
Wade, which was their left guard, Miller was the right tackle. 4-star kid, Wade, 6'3", 305. Now, he played at Cy Falls, Texas. I looked up on them, and they're like competitive in their league. I kind of got in depth on some of them. Also, their right tackle, Miller, we just talked about him.
Texas usually has real good football, too.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Well, better than good, right?
Yes. Yeah. They're some of the best around. Now, this is the part everybody's going to want to hear. Freeze 4. That's what they're calling themselves. This is the wide receiver group they're on Twitter. They're calling everybody out. They're saying they're going to win 10 or 12 games this year, which is great. To be confident in yourself, young men. If you're not believing yourself, and Alabama and Georgia fans, remember, these are kids. Be nice. They're supposed to believe in themselves. If they don't, then who do you believe in?
Right.
Okay. So they think they're going to be the best receiver core around. Now, there's some fans that are, which is short for fanatic, and they get a little crazy.
Yeah.
But let the kids say, these young men say they're going to win every. You're supposed to think you're going to win every game.
Yeah, attitude goes a long way.
Where are you at? Well, Cam Coleman, Auburn, Alabama. How many games y'all win? Man, I think we'll be lucky to get 6. You're not supposed to say that.
Yeah. I'm hoping for 4.
Well, if I get 7, we get 8, we're building Fraser a statue. No, you're supposed to say we're winning them all.
Yeah.
So the Freeze 4, Bryce Kane, 4-star guy, number 6 on his jersey, number 1 in your heart, 5'10", 153-ish. Played at Baker High School down here in Alabama.
Small though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a
slot
guy. Yeah. 70 receptions, about 1,400 yards, 21 touchdowns. Played in the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game.
Pretty impressive numbers.
He's 160th nationally as wide receiver. 7A Region 1. So you know that 7A Region 1.
70 catches, 1,400 yards. Wow.
Now, they lost to Auburn High School in their playoffs.
Yeah.
Which was – these are freshmen guys. I mean, these are young guys coming in. Just played football. Okay, also, he's a baseball. Played baseball for the junior high team. So that tells me, at coaching baseball, if he's that size, he probably played short or second. So he's probably fast.
Very.
20
yards to catch, too.
And not saying that football kids are dumb. Not saying football kids are dumb at all. Greg McElroy scored the highest Wonderlic score they ever scored. I mean, football, you have to be smart to play
Obviously,
football.
Ryan Williams is smart.
Yeah, graduated early. So, but baseball players there's a different thinking in the sport of baseball than there is football. It's very slow. It's very methodical. It's thought out. You have to know what you're going to do with the ball before you get it. A lot of thinking involved.
Right.
And there's a lot of thinking in football too. So just don't freak out in the comment section on me. That's Bryce Kane. Now, the other guy, the Michael Simmons kid, 6 foot tall, 170, played at Benjamin Russell. He was a high jump champion, number 150 overall in the nation receiver by 24/7 Sports, 1,400 yards, 25 touchdowns as a senior, and also had 8 rushing touchdowns.
1,400 rushing?
Receiving.
Okay. I mean, receiving.
Yeah.
20.
And had some rushing too.
Okay.
But he was a high jump champion, and he played at Benjamin Russell. We know Benjamin Russell's a quality school in the state.
It is.
They're not a joke.
No, definitely not.
Now, not a lot of info on
Terrell
him.
Owens played there. That's where he went.
No, there's not a lot of info on him. Some of these guys, there's not a lot of info because they just ain't played a lot. Okay.
Right.
Now, Perry Thompson, 6'3", 205, Foley.
Good competition.
Yes, number 38 in the nation, ranked.
Ooh.
He ran track. He run a 7.03 in the 60. Had 87 catches for 1,000 yards his junior year.
Wow.
So
he can definitely catch the football.
Yeah.
87.
Yeah. So he's a track guy too. So the kid, the Simmons kid, was a high jumper.
Yeah, so you got 2 track stars and a high jumper.
And I left the best for last. Cam Coleman, number 8, 6'3", 185. Some people say he's getting closer to 200 now from the weight program. Probably is. He's a basketball kid. They played down here in the championship game, 7A game. And junior year, 7A title game. Now, his senior year in football, he won the title also. 1,300 yards, 18 touchdowns, 542 yards as a junior.
I was wondering his stats because I've heard a lot of great things about him. But now he's supposed to be just as good or close to as good as Williams, right? Yeah. Which I like Williams. I mean, I don't dislike Coleman, but I just can't imagine anybody being much better than Williams.
Now, those are
around here.
That's step freeze 4. Now, I've got a list here, and I'm not going to go over them, but I did them because I'm going to go through this one day when we do Bama. But Bama's wide receiver group for next year: Ryan Williams, Bubba Hampton, Rico Scott, and Amari Jefferson. And Amari Jefferson is that kid from Chattanooga.
Oh, okay.
That one I thought they got. Yeah. And I picked him up on Twitter.
At one of those private schools up there
last year. I found him on Twitter. He come from.
Was it Macaulay or Baylor or one of those?
I'll mess it up if I say.
We'll look it up.
I'll mess it up. Amari Jefferson. He's going to be somebody to pay attention to at Alabama's receiver this year. Bubba Hampton. I got
interested in that.
A lot of info on Bubba Hampton. Now, we've laid out the case. We've told you who Auburn's got coming back. We've told you about the guys that they have there. We don't have to talk about the quarterback. He's just, you've seen him play last year, and he's just mid. I just don't have a lot of faith in him, guys. I'm sorry. Just not a fan of his. Probably a great young man. Nothing against him at all.
There he is. Well, Chattanooga. I'm trying to find out.
Amari Jefferson.
Yeah.
Now, the schedule. Here's how we make the case.
This is what it all comes down to, guys.
Where are they playing at?
He played at Baylor. He played at Baylor, which is a private school up there.
Okay.
So you got to be pretty good to play at Baylor.
Hey, while you're here, y'all go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you like what we're doing, we break this stuff down every week. Come on Sundays at 6 o'clock. Just go and hit the subscribe button there. It's not hard. Very easy, Dean. Tell them how easy it is.
Hit it. I'm starting to get on this. Come on now. Let's get us up to 500.
Yeah, let's get 500.
I didn't know he's at 460.
Yeah, we're close, man. We're knocking on the door. Here's the schedule.
Okay. This is the interesting part.
They got Alabama A&M.
Okay, I think
August 31st.
Yeah.
6:30 SEC Network. Next game home. Also, Cal coming in at 2:30 ESPN2.
They got to win that one. Cal's not ridiculously bad, but they need to win that one.
That's terrible. They should beat them by 30.
Well, they barely beat them last year.
That just shows you how bad they was.
Now, Cal, what conference are they in now?
Where'd they go? Big 12.
Okay.
Where'd they go to?
Cal,
I got it.
Cal's had some fantastic players over the years, but I've never known them to be great. Not terrible. He used to play Tennessee all the time.
Where is that at? I just took a here it is.
California University.
ACC.
In Berkeley. Did y'all know that?
Terrible play. Don't go out there. I
did not know that Cal Berkeley was Cal.
It is. It's part of the other side of the campus.
Yeah.
There's some stuff goes on out there.
Oh, yeah.
Cal, Stanford, SMU all went to the ACC.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
Big 12 got Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, and Utah. And then the Big 10, of course, got Oregon, UCLA, USC, and Washington. And then SEC got Texas, Oklahoma.
Okay.
So they are part of that.
ACC. Cal.
ACC. Ain't that strange? Good luck in your volleyball season. Making that plane drive back and forth over there. Now,
let's just meet halfway.
All right, back to the top here. August 31st, 2:30 SEC Network. Auburn and A&M, check. Auburn should beat Alabama A&M. Cal, 2:30 ESPN2, check. They should beat Cal. September the 14th, not New Mexico State, thank goodness, because they smoked them last year. But New Mexico, 6:30 ESPN2.
I think they're 3-0.
Okay. The last two here, these first five are at home.
Wow. Good schedule.
So the September 21st and September 28th, they have Arkansas, which is they're okay. They're not.
They can definitely win that.
I did them week before last.
And you did. No, they're not loaded.
No, they're having Coach Pittman's having a lot of trouble. Quarterback, we went through all that. Offensive line troubles. Then they got Oklahoma the 28th.
Okay.
Now, whether you're a fan or not of Auburn, I tell you right now, playing down there on the Plains, crazy place to play.
Tough. And they're probably going to be 4-0 then.
They're going to be 4-0, showing up with their last home game, knowing that October 5th, their next game, they're going to Georgia. And they probably feel like that's going to be a tough win for them.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Whether they say it out loud or not, you got to think our last game at home here to start the season, we're 4-0. They probably don't have a good fare to be at Georgia and win that game the next week.
No, I wouldn't think so.
So we got to finish at home strong.
Yeah, go 5-0. That'd be big if they could go into Georgia 5-0.
They go in there to Georgia 5-0.
You never know what could happen. I don't think they're going into Georgia 5-0, but you never know what could happen.
I think they can.
No, they definitely can.
Oklahoma.
I don't know much about Oklahoma.
I'm just telling you, it's the place to play, man. They are going. Listen, Oklahoma fans, y'all are part of the conference now. We're glad you're here. But until you've played at some places, you ain't played nowhere till you played down the Plains. It is wild.
I'm going to say upset.
It's very highly
upset alert.
It's like being in Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
At night game, when Bama comes to LSU at 7:00 at night, it is wild. We're talking about they have a Richter scale reader right downtown there in LSU. It reads on the scales when they're playing that night.
Right.
When Bama or Ole Miss somebody comes down, I promise you that it's going to be that way at Auburn.
Yeah, Alabama has a tough time there.
You don't think Auburn's going to welcome Oklahoma with open arms?
Oh gosh,
and just be wild.
I'll guarantee you they're 4-0.
Okay, so we're saying Auburn's first games here. First, they're going to be 5-0 going to Georgia. All right, let's just say Georgia's too much. Georgia's too much.
5-1.
5-1. Then they got Idle Monster, October 12th.
5-2.
Now, the 19th and 26th October here, they're 5-1, go to Idle Week. They just come off a good start to the season. Coaches is in their ears. Hey, don't quit.
Great.
We played a good game against Georgia. They beat us late there, made a few plays that we didn't make. But we're got to go to Missouri now.
I don't think they upset Missouri and Oklahoma, so I'm going to put them at 5-2.
Okay. Now, guys, get ready. Now, we dumped a game against Georgia. We felt like we were in there. We got a week off, got healed up. We had to go to Missouri. We lost that one. They kicked the field goal late and beat us. Now we got to go to Kentucky. We got to go visit old Coach Stoops. It's got 22 stinking players back.
Gosh. Up there. That's a toss-up. I'll give that one to him. I'll give it to him.
Beat Kentucky?
Yeah, I'll give them that. They're on fire right now. They're fired up. They've lost 2 ball games.
They've lost to Georgia and Missouri.
Yeah.
They know this is a pivotal part of the year. We're talking about you're fixing to go into November the next week.
Yeah.
You're going to go back home and you get Vanderbilt.
You're 7-2.
Then you get Idle. It's the 9th. Now the weather's starting to change. The old leaves on starting to turn a little orange on the trees. The old Auburn plains down there is getting a little cool. You putting your jacket on for the 16th to play Louisiana Monroe at home.
8. Yeah.
Now you're going to welcome in the old fighting Elkhorn, A&M's coach. Elko.
My gosh.
A&M's coming to town. Now, that's been a good game.
It has. That could go either way. That's a toss-up.
I'm going to say they can beat A&M. This last part of the schedule, after Kentucky, they got Vandy, Idle, Louisiana Monroe, the 23rd. They're going to have A&M, then you all know what's coming the 30th. At Alabama for the Iron Bowl.
They could go. I'm predicting them to go 8-4 with that schedule. That's not a horrible schedule.
We're not Auburn haters, guys. Y'all got to stop putting that on the page. We're just honest reporters. We're not. I mean, we pull for Bama when they play, but other than that, we're not. We're just giving you news, and I can be not a fan of the team and give you honest reports. I'm not an idiot. I'm not a clown. I don't cheer for their football team all the time, but I can report stuff professionally, not personally care for them. There's a lot of things personally. I don't like the guy that's going to be running for president.
No.
Trump, he's a Yankee. But professionally, he done a lot of good things. And that's how you can decipher the two. Right. So professionally.
My gosh, can Auburn go 9-3? I got them 7-5, 8-4. I'm going to go with them.
7.5?
I'm going to go 7.5.
I'll go along with that. We got Auburn at 7.5.
That means we're right. That's really good. That means we're right if they have two different records. If they go 8-4, we're right. If they go 7-5, we're right.
I think 8 wins. Now,
I see it.
Let me lay you out 4 things here. This is some more lawyer work here. I should have been a lawyer. More lawyer work, Dean. Guys on the page, thank y'all for hanging out with us. We really do appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up over there on the old YouTube. Hit the thumbs up button. And Twitter, hit the repost, man. Repost this on your page. We'd appreciate it. All right, here's my last 4 points, Dean. This is now, you've got 7.5. Now I'm going to give you some evidence. 7.5. I'm going to give you some evidence now.
Okay.
That may change your mind.
All right.
Now, first we're going to reclude in our comments. We're going to go back to October the 26th at Kentucky.
Will not be an easy job.
Kentucky will be at Florida the week before Auburn comes to them. See, this is why you subscribe to the channel. Who else is telling you this type of info? That this is how
So they're going to be beat up.
I'm just sharing with you how I pick games. All these things matter, don't they?
Yes, definitely.
You have to take in effect who they're playing the week before. Are they looking ahead? Who's the game the next week for this team they're playing? Kentucky will be again at Florida. So Kentucky's going to be at Florida. Then they're going to come home.
Which is a huge rival game. If people don't know that. Kentucky and Florida play every year.
Big. Crazy.
Yeah.
Florida and Tennessee's big too, but Kentucky and Florida's become
It has. Especially with Kentucky winning the last few.
In the past 5 years or so.
Yeah.
So after Kentucky goes to Florida and plays a tough game, which is going to be
in the swamp.
October the 19th. Heavy part of the season. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Week 7 or 8 is here. This is when you don't need to start losing football games.
Exactly.
If you're going to lose one, it better be 1 through 6.
Which we don't think Auburn will much than 1 through 6.
You start losing week 8, 9, 10, 11, it's tough to get in the playoff. So do you still think you had them beating Kentucky?
I did.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll stick with that because Kentucky may be a little banged up.
But I don't have them. I think I'm backtracking on my Oklahoma. I don't think they win that.
Well, I still think they can because it's at Auburn and Oklahoma has no idea what's fixing to happen. Their fans, it's going to be insane down there.
Yeah, it's a tough place to play
Very
now.
tough.
And, I'm definitely not I've seen it more than once, which that was mostly when Nix was there. That Auburn got some good calls.
Yeah.
At home. That one year, it was ridiculous. Now, I'm not saying that'll play in, and I don't think it will.
It could.
But it could. I mean, I think the refs are like, it's so crazy and wild down there. And it's like, I'm not making this crowd mad. I mean,
might get mustard bottles or golf balls.
And And it's not that we're not saying they're cheating for them. They're just not making. They're just like, no, I'm not going there.
Now, the week before, I said they're going to play at Missouri. Well, Missouri will be at UMass the week before. So they're going to have to come from a long road trip against UMass.
They might lose that Missouri game.
Which is not a basketball game. Now, if Missouri's playing UMass, it'll be different.
Yeah.
So, can Auburn go? This is kind of a week for me. Can they beat Missouri? Can they go to Missouri and win?
I don't think so. I think they can go to Kentucky and win, but not Kentucky and Missouri.
And because Missouri's coming off of UMass.
Yeah.
Easy week. Yeah. All right. Here's my other point. Third of the four. A&M has New Mexico State the week before. So when they're playing A&M the 23rd, the week that Auburn's playing Monroe, A&M's playing New Mexico State. Now, New Mexico State beat the crap out of Auburn last year.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to beat the crap out of A&M. I don't think they're going
to be as good this year either. I think they had a special year.
So A&M's going to be at home with New Mexico State. So I'm saying that they're probably going to have a pretty easy week. Normal walkthrough. So they should be, A&M's going to be rested. And Auburn is going to be coming off Louisiana Monroe. They're going to be rested.
I definitely think that's a toss-up game. It could be a trap game kind of for Auburn. But Texas A&M, some publications have them ranked. We haven't done Texas A&M yet.
Yeah.
I have no idea what they have, which I guess we'll probably do them next, won't we?
Yeah, oh yeah. I think we're fixing them. Let me see. Actually,
we've not done A&M and Vandy.
We're going to do. We did Auburn and Auburn, South Carolina. Yeah, A&M and Tennessee will be next.
A&M and Tennessee. Okay.
Last point. Bama. The game before they play Auburn. Guess where Bama's getting to play?
Wofford. They don't have no easy games this year, do they? Never mind.
Yeah, they're going to be at Oklahoma.
Ooh. But they got them at home.
But they're going to travel to Oklahoma and play in Norman.
Yeah.
Bama ain't been in Oklahoma and played a game since I'm going to throw a number out there and say 1975.
It seems like when Brody Kroll was the quarterback, Alabama and Oklahoma played, but I don't know where it was. And they played them good, but they did not win. Oklahoma won, but Oklahoma was better then.
Bama ain't been to Oklahoma in a while, probably.
Oh gosh, 25 years, if that's even true.
So let me see here.
I don't even know if that. It seems like Kroll and them played them, but like I said, I don't know where. I'm pretty sure they did. But when was Kroll there? Early 2000s.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they play the 23rd. There's no idle week before Auburn.
Well, if Alabama was going to Auburn, I would say yes, Auburn could definitely beat them, but not at Alabama.
Even though they're coming off the road from a big road game. I'm just putting this out here. Y'all pick how you want to. Does Auburn did they upset Bama in the Iron Bowl at Alabama and Coach DeBoer loses his first Iron Bowl at Tuscaloosa? It would be devastating to the fan base.
I don't think so.
Coach Freeze would probably make a trophy.
Oh, it would be devastating. I agree with that.
They would probably make a trophy just for that day. There's a day and time that we drove a Dagger and Big Brother up the road. And we know we'll never win more championships than them. We'll never even win close to as many conference championships as them. But by cracky on that day, November the 30th, 2024.
Well, you got Saban out of the picture.
Coach DeBoer took his first rival loss.
I mean, it just depends on that. I don't think so.
What if there's an injury? Like, what if Red receiver, what if –
but we pick on this based on no injuries.
Let's say
we can't pick.
Say Amari Jefferson, 4-star receiver out of Chattanooga, number 211 nationally, 6 foot, 200-pound basket, also a baseball guy, 1,300 yards receiving, 1,400 yards his junior year. This kid, Mr. Football in Tennessee, compared with Amari Cooper in likeness.
That's nice.
Now he rolled his ankle at Oklahoma. He won't be ready for Iron Bowl.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I can see you make a good argument.
I'm just saying that be careful because that Oklahoma game, they're going to want to go out there and win. They're going to be super fired up. So a lot of emotions for these last 2 weeks for Bama. But, again, Auburn, they got A&M, Cal, New Mexico, Arkansas, and Oklahoma first 5 at home.
I think they could. Only thing I'm going to say about Auburn, and I won't go any further than that, is they could start out 5-0.
I agree. At Georgia's tough. At Missouri, tough. Not really, maybe.
At Alabama. They've got a better schedule than South Carolina and Kentucky, I'll tell you that.
At Kentucky and Alabama. They got Vandy and Louisiana Monroe in the middle of the schedule with an idol. See this right here?
Yeah.
See this little block? So the month of November is very friendly to Auburn, which this is a time when you don't want to lose a game. This is a time when you want to make sure your guys are healthy, getting ready to finish the season and try to get into the playoff.
Uh-huh.
But if you lose 5 games, you're not making the playoffs.
See, I don't know about Vandy. I mean, we assume they're not going to be. Are they supposed to be good?
No.
Okay.
It's going to be the same thing.
4-8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can they win 5?
I don't think so.
Who do we have at the bottom of the barrel? Mississippi State and Vandy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bird says Elko and A&M will be improved. Bird's got Auburn at 6-6.
All right. He's right there. No, we actually got them doing a little better. We got them at 7.5.
We got them beating one of these teams. One of the Arkansas or Oklahoma. We like them to beat one of them.
Yeah.
Mark Bailey, what's up? That's going to be Oklahoma's first road SEC game. I know. You got to factor that. I am. Hey, look, man, I'm telling you, the Plains is that's tough to get down. Oklahoma's going to have to come in. That's their first SEC game.
That'll be a big game.
At Auburn. Good luck, Oklahoma Sooners. I tell you what, Auburn's always been very mid of the SEC. Maybe they have. They've got one national championship on their belt.
Mm-hmm. 2, right? Oh, no, they didn't win it in 57.
No,
did they win it in 57?
No.
Okay.
And I got proof.
I've heard different stories.
Ohio State has the trophy.
Okay.
Auburn's last game in November 1957 was in the Iron Bowl. Uh-huh. They beat Alabama 55-0, and they went home and played no more football games because they were on probation. You cannot be a national champion.
Oh, no.
So
they just went undefeated that year.
The sports writers did write them as champions.
Why did they do that?
Why would you claim it, Auburn? And hey, Alabama's got about 3 they shouldn't claim. So I'm not picking on you.
Yeah.
Because Alabama's got 3 that I don't.
Alabama won one year and then lost the bowl game.
You can't claim that. You can't. Auburn didn't even play in a bowl game. How can they claim a national champion? Because a sports writer took a pen and went, well, down here in the South, from what I've seen, Auburn was the best, and they probably was. But they didn't play in a bowl game, and they can't claim it because Ohio State beat Washington, I think. Or Oregon. Back then, guys, y'all got to remember that.
Back then.
Yeah, Oregon and Washington, those guys played in the Rose Bowl and played. They got some. They had some great teams back then. Remember the one-eyed guy?
Had all the interceptions.
Led the team in picks with one eye.
Yeah, and was their quarterback too, right?
Yeah,
Washington. Yeah.
So they didn't win at 57. They claim it.
They did go undefeated.
Yes, they had a good football team.
They went undefeated 2 other times and didn't win it.
Yes,
with Carnell.
Why they claim those years? Some people claim those years too. Like the year USC won it
that year.
Well,
you can't. I mean, I don't think it's fair, but you can.
Alabama too.
Yeah.
We lost Notre Dame. We lost to Notre Dame that year.
Yeah. Well, what they did, they named the national champion before the bowl game.
I think it was 77 when Notre Dame beat them. That was Joe Montana's when he come out went to.
And Notre Dame beats them. And I'm like, well, they didn't win the national championship. Notre Dame did.
Can't claim it, Bama fans. We're sorry.
No.
I'm not claiming it.
I can't.
I can't. No sense.
No.
So Auburn finalize all that up. 7. I think they win 7 games.
I think they win 7. I'll be shocked if they don't go to a bowl. Shocked.
Oh no, absolutely. If they don't make a bowl game,
shocked. I think they'll do better. I think he'll be improved. I don't think this time next year we'll be saying Hugh Freeze is on the hot seat.
Well, you got to remember now.
He's got to win those 4. He's got to win those first 4. He's got to beat Cal and Arkansas. He can't lose either one.
No. Cal's terrible, and Arkansas is not real good. Now, if something happens and they get out here in that last game at home, they welcome in Oklahoma, and that game gets away from them. Venables is a good coach.
He is.
He's a defensive guy, and he's going to know how to deal with O'Thron, and he's going to have film on him.
Mm-hmm.
If he can dial something up to keep him corralled and just don't let him run out on plays and keep his guys downfield, how good is Oklahoma going to be on defense? How good is their D-backs?
I'm afraid they're going to be very good.
If that happens and they beat Auburn at Auburn, that will bust them bad. That'll hurt their feelings. Mm-hmm. That's going to be it. And then they got to go to Georgia the next week.
Yeah, so you got looking at 4-2.
And then you go Idle.
Then you go Missouri. Then you got Missouri, A&M, Bama.
Missouri, Kentucky.
You don't want to fool around and go. But I still think at worst they go 6-6. Even if they underachieve, I think they go 6-6. If
it gets away from them, they lose here to Oklahoma, and then they're going to lose at Georgia. They're off. Then they're going to lose at Missouri. So they're coming off a 1, 2, 3 game losing streak. They're going to show up to Kentucky with their butt on their shoulders, acting crazy. And Kentucky's not terrible.
Kentucky's a better team than them. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it. Kentucky's got a better team than Auburn. But we don't know about Vandergriff yet.
So the last game,
what if he's a bust?
I don't think so. He's good.
I don't either.
Arkansas could be their last win, September 21st. Then they go on a skid. They lose to Oklahoma, Georgia, Missouri, Kentucky. They beat Vanderbilt. Mm-hmm. They're off Idle. Then they got Monroe. That's another win. And they're just in such bad shape, and the team's falling apart. But they come home and pull it together and get a win against A&M. Then you got to go Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, it's a tough schedule. It's not as tough as South Carolina's, but it's tough.
But again, the case I made, Kentucky will be at Florida the week before.
Yeah.
That you got to take that into effect. Got to.
I think, you know what I think, and I'm going to say this, I think it would be best for Auburn if Kentucky beat Florida. They don't want to go up to Kentucky if Florida's just beat Kentucky.
They're either going to be fired up and they're going to want to defend.
Or they're going. I don't think they're just going to pack it in.
They'll want to defend their home stadium. We went, they're going to be at Florida. So if they go down to Florida and lose, now if they go down to Florida and win, they may come back fired up and may have a big head and Auburn may run them. Or they may carry that momentum and say, hey, guys, we just beat Florida.
That's why you just go and play. I mean, really.
You don't know what you're going to get with these young men. No, emotions are all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, arrogance definitely plays a factor in these kids getting beat.
Especially now these days.
Mm-hmm. Arrogance and lack of confidence.